All right, it's one of the most highly anticipated movies of the summer.
This is kind of nice, isn't it? Three of us back together again? Oh, gosh.
The Hangover 2. It may not even see, though, the silver screen if one tattoo artist has his way. The man who gave boxer Mike Tyson his famous face tattoo now suing Warner Brothers for copyright infringement for using a version of his design in the film. Does he have a case here? Joining us now, civil attorney Vikki Ziegler, who says this is frivolous, and former prosecutor Joey Jackson, who says the tattoo artist has a case. And Joey, you're completely wrong.
As usual.
Don't you, it's not easy being you, is it?
Definitely not.
So I'm going to let you go first since you're wrong.
So you'll set me up and then bam, knock me down.
Just like Tyson.
Listen, first we have to think about that. That was good, Greg. First we have to think about this. This is intellectual property, and people have a right to their intellectual property. This is what this tattoo artist did. He created a design. The design was very distinctive. As a result of that, he was smart enough to go and actually register that design. And what does Warner Brothers do? They totally misappropriate this design, Greg, for commercial profit. This is outrageous. He should be compensated. Warner Brothers should not be permitted to do this. And at the end of the day, he will prevail in this lawsuit.
I'll tell you why you're wrong. One word. Parody. Parody. This is parody, and it's protected by the First Amendment.
It absolutely is. Number one, this movie is called The Hangover. It got Best Comedy in 2009.
Right.
Okay, it's a blockbuster. We want to laugh for comedic purposes. This is funny. He wakes up after a drunken stupor and has a tattoo that is similar in kind to Mike Tyson's tattoo. They can absolutely do this. There is no precedent whatsoever for a lawsuit to be paid out under these circumstances.
Let me tell you why it's not parody. See, you guys are just setting it up to get free tickets to this event, but I'm going to tell you why it's not parody.
Right.
They're not making fun of the tattoo. See, in normal circumstances, when you parody,
the whole film is comedy. They're making fun of everything and everyone, Joey.
No, the tattoo is used for purposes, for comedic purposes, but they're not poking fun of the design itself. They're poking fun using the design. There's a distinction. Yeah. It's not a parody. It's satire. Satire gets less protection. Therefore, you are wrong, and I'm right.
Fair use.
Look at that.
Is clear. It's gonna. First of all, they can use it, and there has never been a settlement like this based on the exact terms. Number one, you have to prove that this is your original work, even if you certify it and register it. We don't know necessarily, number one, if it is original work. Number two, how is it going to be protected when the world is laughing at one part of the tattoo of the movie? It's not the whole entire movie.
Art is making fun of Mike Tyson. Right. I mean, people have been doing this for 20 years or so. Tyson says, hey, look, and by the way, he's not named in this lawsuit.
Right. No. Interestingly enough.
Tyson, says, well, look, I signed away to the tattoo artist all the rights to this thing. Here's the statement. All artwork, sketches, and drawings related to my tattoo and any photographs of my tattoo are property of S. Victor Whitmill, who is, of course, the tattoo artist. What Mike Tyson thinks is utterly irrelevant.
I agree. I could not understand why everyone was making this part of the complaint such a big deal.
Inadmissibly irrelevant.
Yeah, he gets photographed everywhere. Should he get a release every time he gets pictured?
Of course,
it's ridiculous. There's an implied license also. Using him in a movie, probably
he's a public figure, Joey.
But it's not about Mike Tyson. It's about the design that this particular artist labored over, created, and was distinctive in its purpose.
But when you put a design on a human body who is then a public figure, it changes the equation, Joey.
It doesn't, because the design still maintains its distinctiveness, it maintains its uniqueness, and they are not parodying Mike Tyson. They are particularly going after the design and using the design itself. And
Vikki,
on that basis,
Joey's making a comeback here. Joey's doing really well.
You know what? He's great. He's really articulate. It's great. But at the end of the day, this may be settled out of court because they want the release. We know we can agree. There's no injunction going to be granted at this point on Monday.
You know, what's interesting, trademarks are symbols, copyright can be art. Here are some famous ones. Can we put these up on the screen? That's Hot, successfully registered to Paris Hilton for use in apparel. Look at that. How about Donald Trump's You're Fired? Well, he lost his attempt to register for toys. And Siskel and Ebert, 2 thumbs up, successfully registered for any movie advertising.
Those
So
are
where does this fall, Joey?
It's tough. I mean, I think ultimately they don't get the injunction only because it's about money. When there's an injunction, you have to prove irreparable harm. It's like a building's going to be destroyed. You have to stop it in a court because the lawsuit would go awry. In this case, he'll get money. I think particularly when you think about the amount of money the film is making, it's commercially misappropriating this, and as a result of that, he'll
we got to leave it at that.
I had
you know
something
what?
to go there.
You know what, Vikki? Quit while you're ahead. You're the winner. Joey's the loser.
I'll take that.
But you did a good job, Joey. Nice. Vikki Ziegler, Joey Jackson. Well done.
I cannot wait to see that film, and I hear that the